A new rumor suddenly placed Zendaya and Tom Holland's private love story back under the brightest spotlight. Could the famous couple be preparing for a second wedding? Would they finally celebrate their marriage in a larger and more public way? For a moment, fans began imagining another unforgettable chapter. A glamorous ceremony, a star-filled celebration, and perhaps a rare opportunity to see one of Hollywood's most private couples share their happiness with the world. But then, someone very close to Zendaya stepped forward. Law Roach, the legendary stylist who has worked beside Zendaya for years, gave a clear response. And his words immediately changed the entire conversation. The rumor, according to Roach, was simply not true. Yet what he said next carried a message far more emotional than any wedding speculation. Instead of asking what Zendaya and Tom might reveal to the public, Roach encouraged people to celebrate what they had already found: love, happiness, and a life they chose to protect together. But why has this couple always guarded their relationship so carefully? And what does Tom Holland's heartfelt praise for Zendaya reveal about the connection they share both on and off the screen? The answers may be more meaningful than fans expected. Zendaya and Tom Holland have spent years becoming one of the most admired couples in global entertainment. Their journey began with Spider-Man. Their chemistry captured audiences around the world. And over time, the connection between Peter Parker and MJ became deeply connected to the real-life story fans followed with excitement. But despite their enormous popularity, Zendaya and Tom have never treated their relationship as a public performance. They have chosen privacy. They have protected important moments. And they have kept many parts of their lives away from constant attention. That is why speculation about a possible second wedding quickly attracted interest. Some people wondered whether the couple might hold another celebration that would be more open and visible. The idea created curiosity. Would there be a grand event? Would fans finally see a larger celebration? Would Zendaya and Tom share another major milestone with the public? But those questions were built around speculation. There was no confirmed announcement from Zendaya or Tom. Then, during the Los Angeles premiere of Spider-Man, Brand New Day on July 27th, Law Roach addressed the rumor directly. His answer was clear. The claim about a second, more public wedding was not true. With one statement, the mystery surrounding the rumored celebration came to an end. But Law Roach did not stop at denying the speculation. He shifted the conversation towards something more important. He reminded people that the couple had already chosen how to celebrate their love. And perhaps the public should respect that choice. Because behind the rumor was a deeper story. A story about two global stars who found happiness without feeling the need to display every moment to the world. Law Roach is more than a stylist in Zendaya's professional life. For years, he has been part of some of her most unforgettable fashion moments. He has witnessed her growth. He has seen her transform from a young rising star into one of the most influential actresses and fashion figures of her generation. So when Roach spoke about Zendaya and Tom, fans listened closely. During his conversation with Complex, he encouraged people to congratulate the couple. He described them as two young, beautiful, successful people who love each other. His message was simple: celebrate their happiness. Do not turn their private choices into endless speculation. According to Roach, Zendaya and Tom had a private wedding. They made it happen in the way they wanted. And that should be enough. His words carried warmth. They also carried respect. In a world where celebrity relationships are often examined through rumors, headlines, and constant predictions, Roach offered a different perspective. Maybe happiness does not need a larger stage. Maybe love does not become more meaningful because millions of people are watching. And maybe the most beautiful celebration is the one shared with the people who truly matter. Roach also suggested that fans who admire Zendaya and Tom should focus on the joy they have found together. If people love their work, support their careers, or admire their journey, then their happiness should be celebrated without demanding more access to their private lives. It was a powerful message. Not dramatic, not mysterious, but deeply human. And it led to an even bigger question. Why have Zendaya and Tom worked so hard to keep their relationship protected? The answer can be found in the values they have expressed from the beginning. Zendaya and Tom Holland live under extraordinary public attention. Every red carpet appearance can become a global headline. Every shared project creates new excitement. Every public interaction can be analyzed by millions of fans. But fame does not mean every part of life belongs to the public. Tom has spoken openly about how seriously they protect their relationship. In a previous interview, he explained that their connection is something they want to keep sacred. They do not believe they owe every personal detail to the world. For Tom, their relationship belongs to them. It is not a marketing strategy. It is not a career requirement. And it does not need to become public entertainment. That philosophy explains so much about the way they have moved through the years. They have shared professional moments. They have appeared together at major events. They have supported one another's work. But they have also created boundaries. Those boundaries allow them to remain connected to fans without giving away everything. Their private wedding became another reflection of that choice. The moment was important. Their families were present, but the celebration remained personal. It was not designed to become a spectacle. It was not built around public expectations. And it did not need a second ceremony to prove that the first one mattered. For some fans, this approach makes their relationship feel even more meaningful. The world can see their success. The world can admire their talent. But the deepest parts of their happiness remain protected. And perhaps that privacy is not distance. Perhaps it is care. Still, even while they protect their personal lives, their careers continue to bring them together. And Tom's recent words about Zendaya revealed a level of admiration that fans found impossible to ignore. Zendaya and Tom are connected not only through love, they're also connected through creativity. Their careers have crossed through major projects, including The Odyssey and Spider-Man. Brand New Day. Working together has allowed audiences to see their chemistry on screen. But Tom's recent comments showed that his admiration for Zendaya goes far beyond their relationship. At the premiere of Spider-Man, Brand New Day, Tom spoke about what Zendaya brings to every scene. His message was filled with respect. He said that she raises the standard. According to Tom, every scene becomes better when Zendaya is part of it. Her presence challenges everyone around her to give more, to think more deeply, to perform at a higher level. He also praised the honesty behind her decisions as an actress. For Tom, Zendaya does not simply appear in a scene. She brings intention. She brings emotional truth. And she creates something that makes the entire performance stronger. He described every opportunity to share the screen with her as a privilege. For fans, those words carried special meaning. They were not only romantic, they were professional. Tom was celebrating Zendaya as an artist. He was recognizing her talent. He was showing appreciation for the work she has built. And that kind of admiration can be one of the strongest forms of support in a relationship. They do not only care about each other, they respect each other's dreams. They recognize each other's strengths. And they continue to grow while standing beside one another. That is why the second wedding rumor became only a small part of a much larger story. The real story was not about another ceremony. It was about the bond that continues behind the cameras. The rumor may have ended, but the conversation around Zendaya and Tom Holland continues. Their relationship has become meaningful to many fans because it represents more than celebrity romance. It represents patience, trust, respect, and the courage to protect something valuable. Law Roach's clarification made one thing clear. There is no confirmed plan for a second, more public wedding. The rumor was not true, but his message did not take away from the couple's story. Instead, it redirected attention toward what already exists. Zendaya and Tom are happy. They have chosen their own path. They celebrated an important milestone privately, and they continue to support each other through demanding careers. Their love does not need another public ceremony to become real. It does not need a larger audience to become important. And it does not need endless headlines to prove its strength. Sometimes, the most powerful stories are the quiet ones. The moments that are not photographed. The conversations that are never shared. The celebrations protected from public attention. For Zendaya and Tom, privacy may be part of how they preserve the meaning of their relationship. They allow fans to enjoy their work. They share the screen. They walk major red carpets. They inspire audiences through film and fashion. But when it comes to their most personal happiness, they decide what remains theirs. That decision deserves respect. And perhaps that is the real lesson behind Law Roach's words. Fans do not have to know every detail to celebrate someone. Love does not become less beautiful because it happens away from cameras. And happiness does not need to be public to be genuine. Zendaya and Tom have already shared something important with the people closest to them. Now, the rest of the world can simply celebrate their journey, not by demanding another ceremony, but by appreciating the love, trust, and support they continue to show. Because after all the rumors disappear, one truth remains. Their happiness belongs to them, and perhaps protecting it is one of the most meaningful choices they could make. Law Roach has now made the situation clear. The rumor about a second, more public wedding is not true. But his message opened a deeper conversation about privacy, love, and the way fans support their favorite stars. Zendaya and Tom Holland have chosen to protect their relationship. They have built successful careers. They continue to admire each other's talent. And they have created a life that does not depend on public approval. So now, one emotional question remains. Do you think Zendaya and Tom's decision to keep their marriage private makes their love story even more meaningful? Or would you still love to see them celebrate a special moment with their fans someday?